Is Garen broken this patch? I don't know. It's funny that his resistances become less and less useful as time goes on. Riot keeps buffing the amount of resistances Garen gets. I unironically actually want to play Aatrox here though. Well, I wanted to play Jax into this team comp, but I'm not playing Mundo or Olaf into Master Yi Vayne, and there's a Kayle, so I kind of need someone who can bully the early game, you know? Can't believe they buffed Leona. I feel like every time they buff Leona, she starts destroying low elo, because low elo players don't know what they're doing. Well, I don't like how they buffed Overgrowth, to be honest. Overgrowth was already one of the most picked runes in the game, and then they buffed it. So now tanks just get more health, you know? Has Aatrox been changed recently? Don't they keep talking about changing him and then never doing it? Like giving him a buff or something? So they keep saying we're gonna do it, but they never actually do it. I feel like she could have turned and attacked me there. Really? Hitting kill with my Q is so fucking hard because she's got that tiny hitbox and that huge movement speed. It's like fighting Teemo all over again. Like, I seriously can't hit her. It's actually fucking impossible. Hashinshin's really bad at the game. He would never be able to play skill-intensive champions. It's impossible to hit this champion. Like, unless I just get an absolutely perfect combo. And even then, she just speed boosts out of it. That didn't hit? Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's impossible to hit this champion. Can I move my character? God damn. Okay, I'm first pick, so I'm gonna go Mundo. Just a nice, safe Mundo pick. Mundo Abuser? I mean, they keep changing the top lane meta every fucking patch. Last patch, it was Kayle and Urgot, then they nerfed both of them. Then they buffed Mundo, and then they buffed all the Mundo runes. It's like, you know, just, you know, up and down all day, man. Am I really taking that much damage at level 1? Just seems excessively high. Really? Really? That champion? Really? Holy shit. She literally just ran up and Q spammed me, and there's nothing I could do about it. Thank you, Riot, for buffing Akali, because this champion is such amazing gameplay. So much counterplay available to me. So many options I can take. Presses Q on cooldown, presses Q on cooldown, presses Q on cooldown. Right, it's like, she played that so well! She deserves to do half your health bar each time. The problem is they make these kits which are supposed to have counterplay, then they remove all the counterplay, but then they keep the buffs in. So it's like, okay, so Akali has counterplay. You don't get meleeed by her after her Q. Okay, but also her Q is a slow, and also it has a speed boost, and also her W is a speed boost. But it costs a lot of energy. She can't spam it, but fortunately her abilities will restore energy. Wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, that's my problem with these energy champions, is they give them energy, but then they make the cost so fucking low, they might as well not have energy. So then they just get to have no mana, and that's it. And we pretend there's some drawback here, but there's really not. Yeah, it's like they give them energy costs so that they can pretend they have energy costs, but the reality is they don't. It makes no sense that her entire kit is the way it is. They really need to start ripping out entire mechanics from that kit. Like the stun on her ult, the slow on her Q, the movement speed on her also Q. Yeah, the movement speed in the cloud. That's another thing. It's like, oh, but she has to run away from you, then get back in close to use her kit. I'm like, okay, but she's got 2 movement speed buffs and a slow and 4 gap closers. All right, it's like, those don't count. Those don't count. I mean, even if you could see Akali 100% of the time and she had no stealth, it would still be nearly impossible to prevent her from getting her Q off. That's what's messed up. So much counterplay. Runs into my turret, takes half her health bar, gap closes away, 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 gap closes away. Right, it's like, oh, so much counterplay. There is so much skill in that decision making. So she has 4 gap closers, 2 movement speed buffs, and Twitch chat is like, why aren't you hitting your cleavers? Hashinshin, you should be hitting your cleavers. What a champion. There's like nothing I can do against this. It's just so fucking disgustingly broken. Why does her Q slow? Why does her E give a movement speed buff? Why does her gap closer have some of the highest base damage in the game? Why is her ult a double movement speed buff that also gives her a stun? Why does her Q give her a movement speed buff? Why does her shroud restore energy? Why does her passive restore energy? Sorry, have I listed all her mechanics yet? And you know what's funny? That's after they removed her healing. That's how much mechanics she has after her healing. He's 0-4! He's 0-4! Literally running into my turret, losing half her health, and you guys are like, Hashinshin, you have 400 less golden items! That makes up all the difference! Just throw Qs and run away, says Twitch chat. Uses her gap closer, 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 uses her gap closer. Oh, by the way, the entire time she's got a movement speed buff. 2 movement speed buffs at that. Honestly, why don't they allow you to manage Instagram from your PC? That's one thing that kind of annoys me. Like, you can't message people, you can't do anything on your PC. I get the point. It's like literally just making it more difficult to use for no reason other than forcing people into mobile. Maybe the entire point is to force people in mobile messaging? What even is the point of Instagram anymore? It seems mostly to be to look at, like, it's like a social media platform that sucks at being a social media platform, and yet it's more popular than any other one. It's so weird. But that's the thing. It's like a social media platform. Like isn't, you know what? Yeah, Instagram is way the fuck up there. Google number 1, YouTube number 2, Facebook number 3, Baidu, Wikipedia, Tencent, Taobao, Tmall, Yahoo, Amazon, Twitter, So wait, Twitter's more popular than Instagram? Wasn't Twitter dying this year? I'm confused. But what I don't understand, how is Instagram so popular? It sucks so hard at being a social media platform. There's like barely any way to communicate with people. Like when you go to the front page of Instagram, it's like you have to move through each post one by one. So if you're following like say 50 people and 50 people have posted 3 times, or let's say they even posted 1 time, that's 50 posts you have to go through. That's pretty excessive if you ask me. Yeah, I think Twitter is the easiest and best to use platform, but Instagram has so many more users now. I don't get it. Well, how do you network on Instagram though? That's what I don't get. How do you do that? You need to like you can't just have a conversation. You know, you need to like open comments and shit all the time or DM people. That's what I don't get about Twitter. Like I post anything on Twitter, people can just go comment on it. Boom, you know? It's so easy to use.